Now on Talking Solutions, Stephanie Forbes from Nathan Adelson Hospice. Laura Coleman also with you.
Thank you for letting me be here with Stephanie and you.
Once again, we're coming up on that time of the year.
Yeah, our 18th annual wine and food tasting extravaganza. It's at Gaudin Porsche on October 12th.
Which is the Thursday.
Yes.
18th annual event. Time flies.
It does.
It does.
Laura is the chairwoman. This event wouldn't have happened without Laura and her willingness to ask.
And there's a whole crew of volunteers. It's a volunteer-driven event. And then Stephanie is at the helm of it. It's just an awesome event.
I have been to it in past. Back in those days, it was at Gaudin on Sahara, but it's moved now into the new wonderful showroom down off the 215 in Rainbow. And I have found that the wine and food tasting event, there is so much involved.
Oh, yes. But, we're so fortunate because we have some of the best restaurants in town. We couldn't do it without them donating this food. There is so much involved, but we keep an eye on the prize, and that's why we're doing it.
Well, Nathan Adelson Hospice is the largest not-for-profit hospice.
Yes.
You guys give out so much in the way of uncompensated care, and I know that the funds that you raise in the wine and food tasting, it's going to be used for the pediatric and the family care programs.
Yeah, both programs are unique and vital to what we do at the hospice. We care for children who unfortunately have a terminal diagnosis, and so the pediatric hospice program allows us to be able to provide things for those children like shower chairs or scales, things that for an adult would be like $30 and $40, or children are like $300 and $400. And hand in hand is our Families in Need program, because we have those patients, particularly the moms and the dads who are taking care of their sick children and they're not working. Our Families in Need program really lets us assist with immediate needs: rent, groceries, utility bills, things that we can do that for us is fairly simple, to just go online and make a payment. But for those families, it's easing that stress and that anxiety over not being able to pay their rent or buy groceries. And a lot of times they have other children, so it's trying to balance between taking care of your child and taking care of your other children. But the Families in Need program, it's all encompassing. It's not just children. It benefits any of our patients and their families.
We have so many different topics that include the needs of children in our community and how it affects the entire family and how a situation with the child who is in hospice care, it turns the family upside down. That's why it would be hard to even maintain a job when your sole focus is, I'm going to lose my child.
Absolutely.
That's the first most important factor. So they do have all these ongoing needs. And the world doesn't stop for this, unfortunately.
Right.
But you guys can come in alongside that family and you can hold their hand and guide them through the process and make it so that they can deal with it and they can make it through.
Yes, absolutely.
When I was in hospice training, I've been with Nathan Adelson Hospice for 27 years now as a volunteer. And I remember one of the things that they said in one of the first classes that I attended was that Nathan Adelson Hospice will always do what they need to do because it's the right thing to do. That's just always stuck with me. There just doesn't seem to be, no, we can't do that. It's just because it's the right thing to do. We're just so fortunate to have Nathan Adelson Hospice in our community.
We are very lucky to have Nathan Adelson Hospice. We've discussed in past, Stephanie, how we have been directly touched by the services of Nathan Adelson Hospice with our Beasley family. We have love and gratitude.
While this event benefits our PEDS program, I think it's important for people to remember that it's about having those important and tough conversations with your family before you get sick, before you get that terminal diagnosis. Do it now and save yourself and your family that heartache of having to make those decisions later on. We have a program within Nathan Adelson Hospice that'll help you do that. It's called Deciding Tomorrow Today. It's a great program that assists you with doing your advance directive. There's ways to do this and be prepared and be ready and make it so that down the road you're not having to make those decisions and your loved ones aren't put in a situation where they have to make that decision, not knowing what you want.
We all have to deal with it at some point in time. So why not do it in advance so that you don't have to deal with it down the road?
Exactly.
And we're so fortunate with this event because, and I hope it's okay to say this, but Palm Mortuary is a huge supporter of the wine and food extravaganza. They get it. They get about giving back to the community. And what Stephanie just said and what you said is that pre-planning is so important. It is the greatest gift you can give your family. at any point before anybody gets sick.
Very true. It just takes that off your plate. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you can go about living your life.
And then you can come to this amazing event at Gaudin Porsche.
Yes.
They like to say Gaudin Porsche. You said Gaudin Porsche.
I did.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sorry.
did.
It's
Julie's
Gaudin
not going to be
Porsche.
happy. The Gaudin family has been so generous for these 18 years hosting this event. This event is a wonderful opportunity for people to come and breathe and have a good time and eat amazing food and drink beautiful wine and donate to this cause, because the thing about hospice is that it's ongoing. These people aren't going to get well, and there's always going to be a new influx of people. So raising money is super necessary.
And this is a great event for raising a lot of those funds that you need, especially for the pediatric and the families in need programs. That's where the dollars are going to specifically be allocated. But it's coming up on Thursday, October 12th, and it is the 18th annual this year. In studio with us from Nathan Adelson Hospice, we've got Stephanie Forbes and also Laura Coleman. The wine and food event that we're talking about, Laura, silent auctions are incredible.
Oh, yes. We've got some crazy, amazing things. We traded out with a nonprofit in Huntington Beach. So we've got this Huntington Beach golf and food and hotel silent auction item that's going to be super fun. I've played golf at both places and stayed at the hotel, and whoever ends up winning that one's going to be super happy. We've got magnificent jewelry. Our jewelers around town have been super generous with us. There's just so many wonderful things. And then we have little, what I think of as side games, like a cork items, where you can buy a cork for $50, and then every single cork has a cool prize valued anywhere from $50 to $150 attached to it. And we've got entertainment going on, but raising the money, that's the bottom line. We want everybody to come and have an absolutely fabulous time, eat, drink, and enjoy themselves. But on the other hand, we also want them to keep their eye on the prize, and the prize is raising money for Nathan Adelson Hospice.
That's the reason why we're all there.
Even those who can't attend can still bid on items.
Oh, yes.
We partner and work with a company called GiveSmart. Anybody who's been to charity events around town knows what GiveSmart is. It's the mobile bidding, and you can register for our auction and then be bidding from home if you can't make it. And it's really very simple. All you have to do is text NAHWT17 to the number 24700, and it takes you right to our auction.
And you know that I'll have that information and the links and everything on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our discussion today. I really love the event. I love the fact that you can actually be part of it. If you go, I can't make it that night, but I really want that Huntington Beach package. I'm going to do what I can to get it. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. It just really is a great event.
It is. We're very fortunate to have so many community partners with our restaurants. And Laura, you're in charge of all the restaurants, so you want to run down who's going to be there?
Oh, my goodness. We've got Joe's Stone Crab. They've been coming back year after year, and it's just a phenomenal setup. P.F. Chang's, Be With the Twist Catering. And Be With the Twist Catering always also donates a sizable gift certificate to be in our silent auction. We've got Crazy Pita. We've got Popped with the frozen popcorn coming in. We've got that Fractured Prune Donut place. Have you had the Fractured Prune Donut?
I think I would have remembered that. I know.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we
amazing.
have them coming in.
Coffee bean and tea.
Coffee bean and tea leaf.
Yep. And we've got Craft Kitchen, which is a new one that we've added to our family of restaurants. And Johnson Brothers Beverage, which is a lesser-known beverage company in North Las Vegas. They've been with us from the very beginning. So what we try and do is get everything donated. That way we can make more money. And there's some wonderfully generous people in the community.
We celebrate that every week. The fact that Southern Nevada is so much more caring and so much more giving than anybody knows until they get beneath the surface and they start seeing what goes on for places like Nathan Adelson Hospice.
The neat thing is that before the actual event, which starts at 5:30, we have a VIP reception at 4:30 where guests can come, and we have a special VIP room with really fancy furniture, and they can sample some great wines from Johnson Brothers before everybody else. And then Murray's Cheese will be there, and they provide different cheeses and things, and it's just a really nice way to relax and even get to some of those restaurants that are going to be there before it gets too crowded.
And the opera singer's
and the opera singer, yes. We have a gentleman named Chris Pucci who has trained with some of the best opera singers in the country and is going to be performing for our VIP reception.
And then we have a saxophonist that's going to be performing outside for the rest of everybody for the rest of the night. He's phenomenal. Every year we try and change it just a little bit. We've had harps, we've had violins, we've had rock and roll bands that blasted the joint. Now we're going with the saxophone, and that's going to be some good background music.
And this is going to happen on Thursday, October 12th, early evening at Gaudin Porsche. It really is a good time. How people can get involved, get their tickets.
Sure. The tickets for the VIP reception are $150, and the tickets for general admission are $75. And really the best way to do this is to go to our website, nah.org, click on the Get Involved tab. You'll see the events listed. And then right there with the wine tasting information, there's a link to take you to buy tickets. Or you can call me, 702-733-0320, and then ask them to connect you to the foundation.
All of that on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, like always. I don't think people realize how much uncompensated care Nathan Adelson Hospice gives out on an annual basis.
Yeah, it's about $1 million a year in uncompensated care that we provide to the community. It's our vision that we care for patients so that no one ends their journey of life alone, afraid, or in pain. So along with that is being able to care for patients regardless of their ability to pay here in Southern Nevada.
It's an opportunity to get involved with a really great event, the wine and food tasting, 18th annual. You guys raise a lot of money with this event.
Never enough.
I like that attitude, Laura.
Never enough.
Laura really wants to raise $75,000 this year for this event. And
okay.
That is my wish and my goal and my dream is that we can raise that kind of money for her and for the organization, because Laura and the Golden Monarch Council, they put their heart and soul into this. And, we raise a decent amount of money, but it would be great to be able to do 75 or more.
And when you talk about giving out from Nathan Adelson Hospice uncompensated care in the ballpark of $1 million per year, you need to have multiple fundraisers like this wine and food tasting that bring in the money so that you can do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
I know this is only the start of some of the fall events that we get to talk about. You also do the Serenades event, right?
Yes, the 22nd annual Serenades of Life Doctors in Concert is actually a week after the wine tasting on October 20th at the Smith Center. And we are so thrilled. We have Don Felder, formerly with the Eagles, who will be headlining. We were very fortunate to be able to present the concert this year. Bill and Susan Walters, they've been very generous to us and donated some money to help us bring Don Felder here. And then we just have a whole slew of amazing sponsors who are coming in. Our honoree this year is Kelly LeGros. She is vice president at Brown & Brown of Nevada. She's just amazing and has a heart of gold and gives back to Nathan Adelson. And so she was the perfect person to receive the Brad Garrett Humanitarian Award this year. Laura is also a recipient of the Brad Garrett Humanitarian Award. Mm-hmm. I want to say our third one. Mm-hmm. The concert's amazing. There's so many physicians in town who have phenomenal voices or are musically talented. We have Dr. Arnold and Dr. Woodson, who have been there for years. Altered Ego, which features one of our board members, Dr. Ed Kingsley. Dr. Nancy Shao, she's performed with us before, but she's a beautiful opera singer. And then we have Don Felder. It's going to be a great night, October 20th.
And you know that Don Felder, formerly with the Eagles, at the wine tasting, there is an autographed guitar that you can bid on. So for all our Eagles fans out there, not Philadelphia brand Eagles, but you'll be able to bid on that guitar. And it's beautiful.
He was very generous. He's been very generous to us.
Great events that raise a lot of money. Stephanie and Laura, how important are volunteers to the mission of Nathan Adelson Hospice?
We can't do what we do without our volunteers, including the Golden Monarch Council. We have probably 350 volunteers or more. And the amount of money that equates to is like in the $100,000 range. Money that we don't have to worry about paying staff. We could have volunteers and help us go into the homes and sit with our patients or deliver meals or plan events or help us in the inpatient unit. And that is just invaluable. It is a Medicare guideline that we have to have volunteers, but our volunteers go above and beyond and are just simply amazing.
And as a volunteer, I have to tell you, the way we're treated as volunteers and feel so treasured, that's why I've been there 27 years. I would never leave them because they are like family. And there's never any, for lack of better terms, taking advantage feeling. It's just that you can't do enough because they give back to us. That's so huge. And being a volunteer with Nathan Adelson Hospice is the most amazing thing a person can do. It really is.
And it's always out there as an opportunity if somebody thinks that they would like to become a volunteer for Nathan Adelson Hospice. I have said before in our previous discussions that having crossed the path with hospice care in our own personal life in the past, after you have had that kind of caring, loving, giving, you feel so grateful that there's nothing that you wouldn't do in return for the services that you were provided.
That's the truth of it. Anyone that calls and says, oh my gosh, I need this help, and they're there. They're an amazing organization. And some folks out there that are listening might think, oh, I could never do that. Go to a family with the dying. There are so many different elements, whether you want to be on the fundraising end or do paperwork or be in the inpatient unit, but not necessarily with patients. There are so many places where you don't have to exactly be hands-on, but you will get the same warm, fuzzy feeling that they give to everybody that walks through that door.
And once again, it's not a depressing situation.
Oh, gosh, no.
It's very uplifting. There's so much love and caring. I always say people who work in hospice are angels anyway.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what hospice organization you work for. Anybody who's working with patients at the bedside are angels. There's just no other way to look at it.
But in order for Nathan Adelson Hospice to provide the amount of uncompensated care that you do every year, it brings up opportunities for these wonderful fundraisers. And so what a great way to contribute to the overall effort to say, I think we'll go to that wine and food tasting on Thursday, the 12th of October over at Gaudin Porsche, food and drink. And we're going to bid on some amazing silent auction items. And there's going to be entertainment with music. Go have a good time contributing to this wonderful effort.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We'd be happy to tell them at the end of the evening whether we've made that goal of $75,000 plus. So as they're listening today and they're thinking, gee, I want to be a part of that, we'll let them know. And if we're short, we'll pass the hat. We'll do whatever it takes, because next year when we're at 19 years, we got to get up to 100,000. Okay? We just have to. So I'll settle for 75.
Not only that, next year will be the 19th year for the wine tasting, but it'll be the 40th year for the hospice. Next year is a big year for us.
Big milestone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Adelson Hospice always has these wonderful fundraising events where the public can get involved. And I know the Serenades event that you were talking about, which is coming up, you said October 20th?
Yes.
Wow. You're busy during the month of October.
We are busy right now through really the end of the year. There's just lots of things going on, whether it's fundraising or community outreach. There's just a lot going on.
And if you want to know what's going on with Nathan Adelson Hospice, how you can get involved, especially with these great events, nah.org, and then look at Get Involved.
Yep, you can look at Get Involved. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, we're everywhere. Social media you're involved with, we're probably there.
Hospice is a service that touches many, many lives. Mm-hmm. And the 18th annual wine and food tasting at Gaudin, October 12th. There are so many wonderful, nice, giving people. It's a wonderful evening to go out and have a good time.
It absolutely is.
And as far as businesses out there, if they ever want to become a sponsor, we're always looking for sponsors. We're always looking for new and unique silent auction items. So if there's someone that says, oh, I'd love to contribute in that way, that's what's going to help raise funds and make this event go even better. We're always looking for sponsors and creative ways to get the sponsors' names out there. Also for the silent auction items, some fun stuff, because we like experiences and different things. So please, let's get in touch with Stephanie, and you can be a part from that angle too.
Laura Coleman, one of the things that we do as part of Talking Solutions is we ask, and this is kind of in the same vein, what can we do to help you?
You got it. That's exactly what you can do, is find us fun stuff. There's so many charity fundraisers around town, and so to not just always have the same thing every single time, just to have fun experiences, and again, the sponsorship, because everything doesn't get donated as far as putting the event together. So that just makes the bottom line go a little bit better, and it makes it more fun.
Stephanie Forbes, you know the question. What can we do to help you?
Well, Laura said it best. It's sponsorship and auction items, but we're always looking for volunteers to join our wine tasting committee, to join any of our other committees, or just volunteer at the hospice. And so just getting the information out there on our website, or if you need information about hospice and want to find out about hospice for a loved one, you can call us at 702-733-0320.
All the information will be on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our interview. Laura, one of the things Stephanie's talking about, the possibility of people getting involved as volunteers. You say that you've been volunteering with Nathan Adelson Hospice for 27 years?
This is my 27th year.
You obviously are getting something back.
Oh, 10-fold, 100-fold. Absolutely. I, as many listeners, and you yourself, have had several family members. Starting back in 1986, they took care of my my mother and walking in there and feeling embraced. And then I knew that I needed to come back, and I did. They've just been so amazing to me. And so to volunteer is about the best thing you can do. You can pick your times and you can pick what you want to do. So for the first 11 years I was with them, I was a home volunteer, and I was in the home with the patients and the families. And I can tell you firsthand that having patients that had absolutely nothing and patients that did have means the quality of care is no different. That's what hooks you in, and you say, these people really do what they say. And after my grandson Madison was born, I decided to go into the fundraising end of it because I wouldn't be putting the time into the patient care. And that's been so rewarding to just know we can do a little bit more to help Nathan Adelson Hospice, because they do so much more to help community.
They do. That's exactly right. Nathan Adelson Hospice is a big part of our community.
They are.
Is there anything that I'm forgetting?
Not that I can think of.
You know, you did say, what can you do? Terry, you're doing it right now because you're giving us a voice. We appreciate that so much because there are so many events going on around town, and to have a voice and to have Beasley Broadcasting, which is such a big part of the community as well and sponsors so many things. Thank you for giving us a voice.
Anytime. It's Nathan Adelson Hospice, the 18th annual wine and food tasting, which is coming up on Thursday, October 12th at Gaudin Porsche. If you want the information, tickets, anything, go to nah.org and click on Get Involved. Stephanie Forbes, Laura Coleman, Nathan Adelson Hospice, thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you.